Hello and welcome to Shri IAS. My name is Shashank and please pay attention to the thumbnail. Why Iran is angry at this US base in Germany. We are going to talk about this article, but I will suggest you, I have a word of caution. Whenever there is a US military base or a strait or important sea land of communication or boundary is in the news, go back to Oxford Atlas, Orient Black Swan Atlas, or go to Google Image and find out the location. So now this is going to be another center of conflict between Germany and Iran. Now what is this base all about, where this base is located, and why Iran is angry, and what is the objective? Or what is the legal backing why Iran is reacting against Germany's involvement in this war against Iran itself. Okay, so let's talk about this article, have a look at it. US is the world superpower, and in order to maintain the status of world superpower, you must have military might, you must have a dominant state of the art technology, you must have control on the sea lines of communication, and you must have a major player in global world economic order, and US has everything that makes it the world superpower. So these are the military bases spread across Europe, and we are going to talk about one such military base that this Iran is talking about. So this is the military bases across the world, across the European countries, and here it is. These are the military bases in across Africa and European nations. Now the enlargement of NATO from 1949 to 2018, and NATO also recently New Zealand and Sweden joined NATO forces. They joined as a member, and Russia was not happy at all with the joining of these countries. Turkey also objected to the joining of Sweden as a NATO member. So please keep yourself updated with all these developments. Now, remember NATO plus countries. NATO plus 5 is a security arrangement of 31 member countries with 5 aligned nations such as Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Israel, and South Korea. Now, New Zealand is also a part of NATO, so it's NATO plus 4 countries. So, remember Australia, Israel, Japan, and South Korea. Now, Iran versus US base in Germany, a new flashpoint has emerged in this entire conflict, and that is Ramstein Air Base. Ramstein Air Base is located in Germany. And now Germany has agreed for this air base to be used in its war against Iran. Iran says that the use of this air base is illegal against international law, but Germany says that there is no illegality and they are within the international law and they are following the international protocol, and that's how Germany has agreed to allow its naval base, military air force base, to be used against Iran. Now, why Iran is talking about the rule-based world order? Is Iran not aware what Donald Trump has said? There is no possible, the word rule-based global order has become obsolete. The kind of incident has taken place across the world in the past 1 decade has made this world rule-based global order obsolete or irrelevant, because the maximum human right violation related to sovereignty integrity of a nation was committed by none other than the top 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. But again, we'll understand why Iran is talking about it. Iran has questioned the use of Ramstein Air Base. Issue goes beyond war, touches sovereignty, legality, and alliances. Now, Iran is demanding explanation. Iran says, ask Germany for clarity. It says that the use of base may violate international law or UN norms, and the strategy is project itself as a legal and diplomatic actor. Now, what Iran is doing? Iran has also attacked US allies in Middle East for no fault of theirs. But in order to put pressure on USA, in order to use the leverage, Iran attacked US allies and US military bases. Now, even Iran doesn't have the right to talk about the rule-based world order or the UN order or international norms, but Iran wants to project itself as a country which is law-abiding country, or a country which follows the international norms. So this is what is the projection of USA, but we will understand where this base is located. Germany says that we are within laws. There is no direct involvement in attacks. We are not using our weapon system. We are simply giving our air base, and all actions are legally justified. So there is a strong political signal that Germany stand firm with the US corporations. But it is not sure that all the European Union, all the EU members are supporting this war against Iran. Now, what is the legal backbone of Ramstein? Based on 1954 Foreign Forces Agreement and NATO framework, Germany says that we are following the right path, we are allowing this rule. The reality is, stop US use cancelling treaties complex and unlikely, which means that Germany says that we are following the 1954 Foreign Forces Agreement and the NATO framework agreement, under which we are supposed to help, we are supposed to support our allies in difficult circumstances in situation of war or aggression, and we are following all the parameters, all the clauses within these two agreements. And Germany would not like to get away or exact itself or detach itself from these two global orders, because it will be extremely difficult and it will have a cost which Germany is not ready to bear. So Germany is not ready to cancel the treaty for the sake of Iran, because if you talk about the interest, Germany's interest is more aligned with the USA than than with Iran. Now, why Ramstein matters? This is the largest US base outside America. It has functions for troop movement, weapon logistic, and drone operation coordination. And this particular Ramstein air base was used during Gulf War, Afghanistan War, and Iraq War. Now, the recent signals rising military activity have been seen here, increased flight movement observed, which indicates that escalation and active operational role of this military base is going to rise. It also shows that different military base will be used located within European Union. Now, Iran's real strategy. What is Iran's real strategy? Iran is not bothered about the legal concern. Iran is not ready to follow all these rules itself, but it also aims to pressure Germany politically, highlight US role globally, and shape global narrative. Or there may be a possibility that Iran might target Germany, or might threaten Germany for possible escalation, because Germany has a lot to lose. If this airbase is coming under attack, US losses will be much more in comparison of Iran. Now, Europe is caught in the middle. Germany is a US ally, but not all the European members are ready to go in war. Now, they faces diplomatic pressure from Iran. Key question is Europe becoming a battlefield of influence? Is Europe going to allow its land for its war against Middle East countries, especially Iran? The European countries are not ready to be trapped into another war, which will cost their economy. Now, what is at stake? International law versus military alliances, sovereignties versus strategic cooperation, and Europe roles in global conflict. So the final takeaway is Ramstein is not just a base, it's a strategic nerve center of US global power. Now, Iran's move is diplomatic pressure plus narrative warfare, and there is a possibility that Ramstein airbase might be under attack in future. And if this airbase is under attack in future, the escalation ladder, the area of war will go higher. The price of war will go higher, the damage will go higher, and the more and more army and troops will be deployed in this area. So this is in this article. Before I end this session, I will also ask you to search for this airbase, and this airbase is Bagram Air Base. Bagram Air Base, which is located in Afghanistan. Bagram Air Base is located in Afghanistan. This is a Soviet era military base. Afghanistan is just 90 kilometers connected with China. There is a distance of 90 kilometers between Afghanistan, Bagram Air Base, and China, which is known as Wakhan Corridor. Wakhan Corridor. Also connected with Pakistan. And by sitting at a Bagram Air Base, you can eye the entire Central Asia and Middle East. Right? So Bagram Air Base was in the news, and Afghanistan, and this was demanded by US from Afghanistan. But as of now, there is no clear clarity. There is no clarity that whether Taliban is going to hand over this military base to USA. this military base to USA. So this is it in this topic. We'll get back to you with a new topic. Tab tak ke liye, thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.